You're watching Packers Total Access Live, your daily source for Green Bay Packers content. Created for the fans by the fans. Hit like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you know whenever we go live. Don't forget to follow us on Twitter at Packers_access. Go Pack Go. Enjoy the show.
Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome into Packers Total Access. My name is Clayton. You can check us out on Packernet.com. Find me on Twitter at Packers_access. Email us, PackersTotalAccess@gmail.com. You can text us 865-658-5824. Try not to be distracted, but Georgia just scored a touchdown, and the Bulldogs are your SEC champions as they defeat the Texas Longhorns here. So, man, what a game, too. Hell of a battle there as it went to, like I said, overtime. But anyway, not anybody's here for that.
Didn't go to 8 overtimes like the last time Georgia played, did it?
Not this time, man. Not this time. How do you feel about that, Tim? Let's just go off cuff right off the bat. We said we got to stay on time tonight because of Chalk Talk, but here we are. How do you feel about the college rules?
I'm at least we know who the winner is. I mean,
right on.
You know, like,
I personally like
it. Hate them, love them, whatever. At least we get a winner. You know, pay attention, NFL.
I just assumed everybody liked it like I did. But, man, it got loud on Twitter when they went to those 8 overtimes. It seemed like many people didn't like it. But anyway, that's not what we're here for. Like I said, we're here to talk Chalk Talk. Week 14, Lions, Packers. Or was it week 13? I can't even remember now, Tim. Was that week
14? Week 14.
Okay. So week 14 against the Lions. And listen, man, there's a lot to take away from this Chalk Talk. There really is. There's negative, there's positive in it too. You can we're going to come away, I promise you, going, okay, that's what happened. Obviously the officiating, we've talked about it all week long. It's still going off on Twitter as you see Lions fans getting absolutely cooked. But we'll try to get into like I said, the X's and O's and talk about what really happened in this game in terms of what happened, why did it happen, and how did the game kind of turn out the way it did. But first things first, let's give a quick shout out to the good folks over at Ticket King, the official ticket provider of Packer Fan Total Access Live. Wisconsin based since 92, specializing in Packers tickets. They are Wisconsin's largest ticket source with offices next to Lambeau and in Milwaukee. Click on the link in the video description that'll send you to their website, theticketking.com. You can register for free as a customer there and go ahead and start shopping for your Packers tickets. Again, that's Ticket King, the official ticket provider of Packer Fan Total Access Live. All right, Tim. We got a lot of plays to get into here, Bub. This is we're going to try to do it in rapid fashion. It's what we're under 3 minutes right now. I know we got a bunch of people filing in here. Appreciate y'all hanging out with us as I know the Big Ten Championship's about to get kicked off. If you guys want to go watch that, completely understand. You can always catch this later. You know, don't miss out on these once a year college games. Obviously, the season will be wrapping up soon, but we've got. I think we had a total of 20. How many plays here? 25 plays. And I was able to cross off 3. So we got 22 plays to hit. The key statistics, we talk about them every week. The turnover differential was tied 1-1. The middle 8, Green Bay won 14-7. And explosive plays, Green Bay had 7. Detroit had 5. So as much as some fans, Lions fans, want to talk about how, their defense was banged up and this and that, and their offense is so elite, we actually have more explosives than the Detroit Lions did in this game from an offensive standpoint. The first down passes, we were 2 of 5 on that. So let's just jump right into it, man, and get into the first play here. We'll go first quarter, 13-19 left, second and 10 play from their own 42-yard line. This is an explosive run by Montgomery, a 13-yard run, okay? And we came out in a 57 front, which is basically an over with the will on the line of scrimmage, okay? You'll see 45 at the bottom of your screen, who is the will backer. He is going to creep up towards the line here. And anytime you're in an over front, that's a 5. And when the will's on the line of scrimmage, you call a 7. So it's a 57 front, cover 3, will fire, TE left. Okay. So essentially what you're going to see here is the will is going to fire on a blitz. You're going to have a TE left, meaning the tackle is going to jam inside. And the end is going to loop around. Everyone else, I'm pretty sure, is just a straight rush. When we talk cover 3, you guys pretty much know the logistics there. It depends on who rotates down. And you can see here, Evan Williams is rotating down, which means I believe Keyshawn will drop deep third. And then you've got another. No, this guy right here will be curl flat. And then Quay will probably be over here. Okay, so that's how the play will design. Now, again, this is an 11-yard run. Let's figure out why they got these yardage here. Okay, so little pre-snap motion. They're pulling the tight end and what appears to be the guard, I believe it is, the right guard. But look at the penetration, Tim. We talked about it all offseason, the difference that you're going to see with this defense as opposed to the 34 jam that we were running before is there's no longer a two gap. Look at the penetration. You see Carl Brooks coming through, right?
Yep.
Problem with that is look at everybody running past the play, right? That's the issue with it. We talked about it. It's give and take. I know there was a lot of conversating in the offseason where people were saying, well, what's the negative to it? There really isn't a negative. The hell there isn't. There you go right there. You get too aggressive in your run scheme, and you can give up explosive plays. So that's pretty much what happened on that play. Now, Quay in the hole right here, if you'll watch, and we'll get a better view here in a second, you'll see Quay. I don't think he does a horrible job attacking here, to be honest with you. You see he gets to the point pretty quick, takes on the lead blocker. The running back just does a good job dipping under him, right? I mean, it is a missed tackle. There's no two ways about that. So you definitely get a negative mark there on Quay. Assignment sound, but bad execution. Let's watch the replay right here. And I thought Quay had a pretty good game. I really did. You'll see other plays throughout this game where we felt like he played pretty well. So let's watch him attack from this angle here. Again, that gets them to shift over with the pre-snap motion. Look, Quay, no hesitation. We've been seeing that, right? This right here, he's played it perfect up to this point. Gets in the gap. Now, you'd like to see McDuffie hold a little bit better leverage on the outside there, right? But Quay in the hole, right there, you got to finish, man. You got to be able to finish. So he misses. McDuffie.
Laporta kind of chipped him and kind of washed him out of the play a little. Yeah.
Yeah.
But like you said, I mean, it's if we don't over pursue on the pass rush, it might end a lot differently.
Totally different. Yeah, totally different. So I love the aggressiveness that Quay's showing. It's really, really nice to see that shift. There's no more hesitating, just firing a shot. I would much rather see that and miss a tackle in the hole as opposed to patty cake, and just, get washed out. So, all right, next play. We are first quarter, 11:53 left. 3rd and 3. This is the Jameson Williams 28-yard pass. Okay, so we get them in a 3rd and 3 situation here. They like to pass on 3rd and short because if it falls incomplete, they'll just go for it on 4th down. That's typically their mindset, especially once they get across the 50. Here we're in a nickel 4-2-5 cover 1 robber with a TT stunt in the middle. That's right. We're in man coverage. Imagine that, right? So let's watch it get cooked here. So, first of all, one thing I did notice about McDuffie the whole game, it seemed like he was a little off. He was late to all the ball's already been snapped, and he's not even looking at the quarterback. You'll notice later in the game, too, where they throw a touchdown pass on the right side, outside of the right hash, and he's late to his spot. So, something felt like it was going on in that game for sure. When we're talking TT, these guys are just going to switch out here, okay? The TT is just going to be a game in the middle between the two tackles. You see them twist right here in the middle. And we're talking cover 1 man. So it's man across the board, man across the board. You've got a little drop in the middle too if you need it. But the robber is really what's dropping in the middle, as you can see right here. So cover 1 deep. Everyone else is in man coverage across the board. Now let's see how they hammer this one home. You see the dig behind the hole there, right? You like to see that hole guy, that what you would call the robber. You'd like to see him get a little more depth. Like you're not covering anybody right there. You know what I'm saying? So I don't see that necessarily as a scheme problem, although when you're playing a lot of man coverage, there's going to be big holes like this in the D. But imagine if this robber actually plays a little bit more depth. He takes that away, right? And it's easy to look at this guy and go, man, he gets cooked. No, when you're playing cover 1 man, you're taught to cover outside in, force them inside. And that's exactly what he does. And his help just gets a little lost there, right? So, and again, as always, if the protection holds up, Tim, you're going to be in trouble, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And, I mean, that's what, Jared Checkdown, Master Goff is known for doing, right? He can just pick you apart with these kind of mid-range throws. And, we went from one play of over penetration on the pass rush to next to none on this play. Yeah. And, you can't give a guy like Goff that kind of time. You just can't. And I don't know what was going on there on the back end, but yeah, it looked like was that McKinney that was late coming down?
No, it was actually Evan Williams.
Okay.
Yeah. Evan Williams is playing robber there, so McKinney's playing post safety.
Okay.
And we got Evan Williams. So with cover 1 robber, guys, what we're talking about, if you're showing a 2 high or not, everyone's man across the board, 4-man rush. Robber means one of the safeties will come down and play underneath, and the other safety will play up top. Okay, that's all that means. If you hear cover one hole, then that means one safety's playing deep, the other's in man coverage, and the linebacker's dropping into the hole. Okay, some people call it mock drop, wheel drop, whatever. I've always heard it called cover one hole. Some people call that rat coverage underneath too. It's just whatever you're comfortable calling it. But again, right there, if Evan Williams, he's got to know, like, you're stacked right behind this dude. You're not covering anybody, right?
Right.
You've got to get some depth there. You got to read the quarterback's eyes here too, right? And it looks like he's a little late there. So just tough, man. Tough look.
Yep.
Keyshawn with pretty good coverage there too, man.
Yeah, I think Keyshawn's been playing really well lately.
Definitely.
Had a little double duty from him in this game, like Emilio was talking about last night. The playing boundary and then going to the slot. It's not easy work switching alignments like that when you settle into a game. But I think Keyshawn's been showing his versatility as of late.
Yeah, definitely. So again, recap of that first drive, first quarter, or the 2nd and 10 play. They ran the ball on 2nd and 10, got an explosive for 13 yards. Why? We were really, really aggressive with our one gap defense, right? And then the second explosive they hit on there on the 3rd and 3, cover one man. What many fans wanted last year, we got it. That goes along with it. You're going to get big plays, but you're going to give up big plays too. So that would lead to a Montgomery 3-yard touchdown. So Detroit leads 7-0. Green Bay got the ball and then immediately punted. Okay, so it was like a 3-and-out there for the punt. And you guys know we opened up that with a first down pass that put us in 2nd and 10, and the rest is history. Next thing you know, you're punting. So now we go to first quarter, 5:27 left, 3rd and 5 play from their own 13-yard line. So Daniel Whelan pinned them deep, right? There might have been a penalty there too. I can't remember, but he pinned them deep. So this is the 3rd and 5 play from their own 13. This is Rashawn Gary sack. The play is nickel, 4-2-5, invert to Will E left. Okay, let me explain what that means. So the will backer is going to fire, and they're going to run a little game off of it. Okay, so essentially what you got with invert 2, normally cover 2, the safeties are deep halves, and everybody's in underneath. You got 5 zone coverages, right? If you're just rushing 4. In this case, they are just rushing 4, or actually they're rushing 5 on this case. But with invert 2, the corners cover deep half. Okay, and this safety will actually rotate down, and McKinney is already down. So that's where he's at. I did notice that they had McKinney shadowing Sam Laporta most of the day. So that is one thing that we did notice. So again, the play is invert 2. Everyone else is going to be playing underneath, right? Kind of here, and maybe even outside. Probably a little adjustment there, and then probably here to here underneath. So that is your cover 2 defense that you're going to be playing here. Now, when we talk the Will E left on the left side, the will backer. Who's the will backer? Let's identify him. There's Laporta, so it's strong left in a nickel set. The backer on the strong side is actually your Mike, and there is your Will. So Quay's going to be the will. When they rush here, what's going to happen is Quay is actually going to fire across and allow Gary to loop back inside and get the sack. Okay, so this is a great play by Gary, don't get me wrong, but watch Quay make it happen with his athleticism. You see him shift over, here it comes. All right, Kenny does a good job kind of occupying 2 offensive linemen right out of the gate. Watch Quay takes the guard with him to the tackle, and now look at the free shot that Gary's got right there.
It's quite making a mess for that O-line to deal with. Second week in a row, we saw Kenny Clark get a sack against the Dolphins. With similar kind of results here, with Quay being the lead guy, getting in there and just messing everything up. It's a team game for a reason, right? Let everybody eat. But great job by Rashawn staying home too. Allowing this to develop. Mm-hmm. You see, he doesn't over pursue. He's not. He's very experienced as a pass rusher. He's already shuffling, hands getting ready for position, and then Quay just coming in there and occupying. Look at those. They look confused. You see that tackle and that guard, boy, they're confused. And all they could do is turn and watch Jared get sacked. I love it.
Absolutely. Like I said, a great play call, great execution. Quay's athleticism really made that play happen, no doubt.
Look at JJ and Igbari at the end of that. Did you see that?
Yeah, fired up. All right, so there was Rashawn Gary's sack. That came in the first quarter on a 3rd down, obviously forced a punt. So Detroit would punt, but guess what, Tim? Green Bay punted too. So here we are on defense again. First quarter, 117 left, a 3rd and 5 play from their own 26-yard line. You know, everybody kind of bashed the defense. You saw a lot of Jeff Hafley hate, right? Guys, we're showing you punt after punt after punt, right? Here's another 3rd and 5 situation from their own 26-yard line. And this is the Colby Wooden stepping up and getting the tackle for a loss. And to me, I put nickel 4-2-5 cover 2. It looked like it was probably just a traditional cover 2, but it could have been man, could have been zone. It's hard to tell when you run the rock because everybody attacks so quickly. But I really want you to key in on Colby Wooden and watch him split this gap. Again, this is Ragnow, arguably the best center in the game this year. He's definitely top 3 center, no questions asked, right? Watch him work Ragnow on this play. Look at Colby Wooden. Actually, I messed that one up. It's another play I was thinking of when Ragnow gets worked. So Colby Wooden's over here on this side on this play. Is that right? Or is that Jonathan? Who is that? Yeah, that's him. Okay.
Yeah, that's
it. Wasn't Ragnow. My bad on this play. Or was it? No, it was. Yeah. I was just off center because they're strong right there. Yeah, yep. That's Ragnow, right? Watch this. Get off me, little boy. Put him on his knees, Tim. Like that is – and then the tackle for the last – what I was talking about. See if you can see him tap his head. He's like, get me out of here, coach. I need a break. Come on. Get off the field. Let's go. This is a great shot right here. So you're going to see him shift at the last second, right? As soon as they motion over, we're going to shift. Now he's in a one-tech. Colby Wooden might be the guy, boys. One tech. Again, this is Ragnow in front of Jared Goff here. Look at that. Just quickness. Great hand movement, hips, everything. Bang, great tackle
technique. Yep.
So that was huge there on a 3rd and 5. Remember, we talked all week long. Just because they're in anything other than 3rd and short, don't you think they're going to pass, man? They will run on 3rd and 5 and more. And that's what you've seen all day long. So Colby Wooden with the tackle for a loss. Got to get him some more snaps now. He's definitely healthy. So second quarter, first play of the second quarter, 2nd and 3 play from our own 24-yard line. And this is the Christian Watson 20-yard catch, but the fumble too, okay? Let's talk about what the play was. And again, it's not to be overly negative. What happened? Why did it happen? This was a crucial play. There's no two ways about it. He still had a great game, but this fumble, man, it's tough. 12 ace nasty, strong right, Z to stack left, mesh, corners, T swing, okay? So you're going to see he's playing Z. He's going to come across, and we're in a 12 set. When I say stacked, that's what we mean by stack. One wide receiver in front of the other, close knit there, right? And we're going to go Z to stack. It's going to be mesh. So the Z and the U are going to run a mesh play, okay? Meaning it's kind of a short to mid crosser, okay? And then the U is going to run it as well, if I got this correctly. So you're going to get a mesh like that. And then you're going to get corners from the X and the Y, which is Tucker. So you see what you're attacking with. If they're playing cover one man, you're trying to create muddy the water with the mesh play, right? And then you're also you've got outbreakers, which is going away from the strength of the defense. So this is what we mean by this. If you're playing cover one man, typically the corner will play with outside leverage. But if for some reason they decide to play inside leverage because they're reading your concepts, you've got 2 outbreakers and 2 inbreakers. The 2 inbreakers with the crossers having 4 windows of opportunity to throw the football. Immediately out of the break and then on the backside. Immediately out of the break, on the backside, right? And then you've got your corners out here. And, of course, if things go wrong, you're going to have a swing pass underneath that you could check it down. So let's watch the mesh play here after the motion. Again, this is what nasty splits do, all right? So you see here, look at Christian, butt naked through the trailer park. Yep. That's how you beat cover one man, right? Great throw by Jordan as he takes a hit. And a great play by Scoot. It's just right here. You look, ball in the outside hand like you're taught, you're supposed to. But right here, just go out of bounds, man.
Yeah.
It's tough. And how do you fault a guy for literally sacrificing his body? Someone that some fans have called made of glass and he's soft and this and that. Dude's diving for extra yardage, and it's just a tough break, man. It really is.
Yep. That's all it is. Kind of one of those freak things that can happen, man. It's football. You know, the other guys get paid too. You know, they're in pursuit, punching it out just like our guys do. Yeah, I mean, it's tough to really be mad at him, really. I mean, like you said, I'm with you. Hey, you know, get to the boundary, get out of bounds. But you love the fight in them, right? You love that, a little sidestep. Hell, I get 4 or 5 more yards here. It's just unfortunate that he fumbled,
Yeah, for sure, man. So huge play there. You've seen the offense struggle. They finally get something going. We end up fumbling the ball away. That would lead to a Detroit field goal. So they're now up 10-0. Let's go to second quarter, 12:24 left, 2nd and 6 from their own 34-yard line. This is the Josh Jacobs 19-yard run. And the play call is 21 gun, 8-11 pony, Y flex, 24 RPO F swing. So this is an RPO play here, okay? So the way it's going to work, you got the Y flex out, so you got Tucker out here on the boundary, which is really cool, okay? So you're showing a 21 personnel, right? 2 running backs. I say 21. Really, what you're showing is 11 personnel, but you're putting Jayden Reed in the backfield, so it could be 11 gun. I think it switches to that later in this episode as we, get to the font or the text on the page. That's what the Y flex means. 24 RPO is real simple. What's basically going to happen is, oh Lord, Mitchkey's fired up now, boys. The little one gets mad. There's about to be some barking. So with the 24 RPO, to the right is even. So A is 2, B is 4, and the running back to the left would be the 2. If we were giving it to Jayden Reed, he would be the 4. Okay, so that's why it's 24. So it's designed to go here, but there's also going to be a RPO attached as well. And we'll show you what we mean right here. See the motion? So Jayden Reed is going to motion over, and then when he gets here, he's going to run a flat route, and these guys are looking to block downfield. So if you don't like your hat count on the right side of the line after this motion, you fire that flat because it means you got the hat count over here. But you'll see with the motion, everybody shifts. Now look at your hat count on this side. Jordan does an excellent job too. As you can see, look at the hat count. 1, 2, 3 on this side. You've got 1, 2, 3 offensive linemen plus the running back. So the safety is basically going to be head up on the running back. You see Josh Jacobs get through, run through an arm tackle, gets out on the perimeter, gets 19 yards on that run. So that was an explosive run there. Just an excellent job by Josh Jacobs, man. Patient. Just a really, really good run there.
Absolutely. Great play design too. And, play design meets execution. This is the result you'll get, got to do this more often. Got those linemen out there being aggressive, blocking, that's how you get into a rhythm on offense. Plays like this right here.
Yep. And it's probably duo, double,
double,
right? And you see Elton trying to get up here and seal it. And I'm sure these guys are trying to get up here and seal as well. So that's definitely a duo run in my opinion. So, like I said, big play. Now on a 1st and 10 call, right? Elton Jenkins gets called for a hold. So now you're at 1st and 20, right? And then that would lead to 2nd and 20. So here we are now, second quarter, 7:42 left. This is a 2nd and 12 play after the hold and after you went to 2nd and 20, and then it ends up being 2nd and 12. You're at Detroit's 27-yard line. And this is Jordan Love running for 14 yards. So a 2nd and 12, he's going to bail you out here. And I'm pretty sure this is it. Actually, you know what? I don't think I included it. I think I meant to mark that one out. So I'm not sure what run this is. Let's roll the tape. We may have gotten crossed up. There's so many plays on this episode. I got 21 gun, 8-11 pony, Y flex left, 24 RPO, F orbit swing. Yeah, this is not the scramble. I did want to point out, though, that Love did have that 14-yard run. Let's roll the tape here and see what we got, though. It's definitely this is a different play call here. What is this play? Is this the scramble? This is the scramble. Okay, never mind. We got it right. Look at us, man. I just had it stamped wrong. So
great awareness by Jayden Reed right there.
Yep.
I mean, he took Brian Branch right out of the play so that Jay Love could scramble there. Once he turned on the top of his route and realized what was going on, he made the adjustment. I love it.
Yeah. So this is now this ain't the F orbit, so you got to figure out where I got that from. We're probably crossed up on the rest of the show. We're flying blind now, baby. But but look at Bo Melton out there, man. Yeah, seriously. And this, I think, is this the play? No, this ain't the play where Kirby Joseph shoved him in the back. I was going to say, whew, boy, talking about pissing me off. So there you go with the Jordan Love 14-yard run and a 2nd and 12 getting you out of a bind there. All right, now let's go to second quarter, 4:56 left, 2nd and 2 from their own 38-yard line. I think this is the Jameson Williams 20-yard pass. So you got them in a 2nd and 2. Again, they'll pass on those short down yardage because they're willing to go for it on 4th down. It really, when you're playing with 4 downs, man, it changes the complexity of everything. We're in a 4-3 over cover 3 strong sky. Okay, so the strong side of the formation being here. So let's see who's playing sky. All right, so you see right here the safety's buzzing down, right? In our 4-3 look, and he's going to kind of play the curl flat. That's what sky is. All right. Now, again, there's that dig on the backside. And to me, this is not a bad play call, Tim. And I'll tell you why. McDuffie had a bad game, man. That's really what it comes down to for me. Here's McDuffie, right? So keep in mind, this play design is supposed to go deep third, right? Deep third. The safety is playing curl flat over here, okay? So these backers are dropping. This guy's going to the curl flat, and this guy's deep third. That makes sense? Yeah. So look at McDuffie bite on the play fake. Now right here, look at all that separation. Like there's no reason for him to be that shallow, right? Quay does a good job. Again, all over the tape, it seems like Quay had a pretty good game. Quay is really pinching out here where he knows he's going to need some help. Now everybody's going, why is McKinney so deep? This is why he's deep. There's a vertical threat here. There's a vertical threat here. You got to hold your water, man. You can't get aggressive and play underneath and get beat deep. Now right here, look at McDuffie. McDuffie is covering no one. You see what I'm saying? Yep. Quay is already breaking on it, and he already pinched his guy to the seam. And you'll see Quay kind of look at McDuffie at the end after he lays the thump. He looks at McDuffie here like, hey, bro, what the hell are we doing here? You know, you can see it.
Yeah, I mean, we're not making excuses, but, you know, McDuffie's not 100%. He's been on that. I don't know if it's knee or leg. Something's going on with him. He popped off and on the injury report these past couple of weeks. So I don't know. Maybe he sure had a hell of a game last week. So maybe he's just running on fumes this week. I don't know. But yeah, that's highly uncharacteristic for him to stay that shallow like that.
Yeah, especially when you got a curl flat defender with the sky look, right? Yep. That'd be different if it was, a different call. But right there, man, you just got – and listen, it's a good throw by Goff, good anticipation too. And like James Williams put his head down quick. He's like, I don't want none of Quay. So, again, that's how people were saying, man, how are they hitting us over the top? To me, it didn't look so much scheme as it was just execution. When I say over the top, I'm talking about the digs, a little – that was kind of almost like a little mini post or something, right, to attack the middle. And there's a lot of choice routes involved for sure. So, all right, now we're going to go to later that drive, second quarter, 11 seconds left, 4th and goal from the 2. And this is the Gibbs touchdown pass. Now, this right here, I put 4-3, cover 0, and I put 29 bracket because I'm not sure what's going on here. And when I say 29 bracket, there's McKinney. It looks like he's trying to bracket cover someone on this side, because you'll notice when the ball's snapped, now see, he shifts out, so it looks like it's just strictly man coverage here, right? Now, when that guy stays in the block, okay, everybody's in man coverage now. Look at McKinney. He covers no one. Also, look at Eric Wilson, covering no one, right? You need your bodies on the other side. You really do. Now, the problem is they went 3-by-2, and there were 3 left. So with 3 left, you want your extra body on that side, obviously having 3 targets, like one here, one here, one here. It just so happens one stayed in the block. So I don't really blame McDuffie too much on this play, because this is a hard thing to ask him to do. You're asking him to cover Jahmyr Gibbs, right? And watch this. Just a little circle route, and it's ball game.
See, like to me, McKinney's got to know. You would have liked to seen him get over to that side, especially just before the snap when he passed that. I think it was, who was that on the bottom? I don't know if that was St. Brown on the bottom, but he passed that off to Zane Anderson here. You see right here. Here, get him. Okay, well, where are you going?
Yeah, and his assignment was he's covering this tight end, right?
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, like you said, he stayed in and blocked.
Right. So right here, here's the thing. Yeah, and here's the thing too. If you do go, okay, he's blocking and you bail and he leaks.
That's true.
It's just a bad spot. 2-yard line. Everybody spread out, right? And it's easy, again, to say that McDuffie gets cooked, but there's not a linebacker in the league that's going to be able to cover that.
No,
like, I'm sorry. you've got to know too, the pressure should be hitting Goff in the face. So let's don't let him beat us on the shoot route, right? So there's a little bit of that there too. But I mean, this is an embarrassing look here with the rodeo stance here. You know what I mean? He gets cooked.
Yep.
And again, right here is where the play should have been made. Like he's just, if you watch McKinney and we roll it back, and again, you got to think if they leak, we're screwed. But right here, like go.
That's what I was saying. Yeah.
Get over and lay out for that ball. You know where it's coming now. Just a little late. So it's just listen, it was a good play call. Good play call. I don't think it was horrible execution. McDuffie has got to protect the flat because the pressure's coming in the face. So what we're talking about with rushing lanes, right?
Yep.
If you have fired a couple guys off the edge, then McDuffie probably plays with some inside leverage because chances are you're going to get hands up into the throwing lane on the outside. That makes sense. So that's the Gibbs touchdown there. All right. Play number 12, third quarter, 14-17 left, second and 11 from our own 29-yard line. You want to know why we won the middle 8? This is it right here, man. What a play. We got 11 gun empty quad left. I have not said that one time this year, Tim, on Chalk Talk. We'll talk about it. Quad left switch, T wide zip flat, Z drag, double pivot. And I put a question mark. It looked like a double pivot, X go. All right. So quad, what is it? 4 targets on one side of the field. This is college football stuff right here, boys. Like this is really interesting that Matt decided to go with this direction. Now, why do you do that? You want to put stress on that safety and get him to this side. And in the meantime, Jordan's going to take the snap and he's going to just literally eyeball that safety and walk him this way with his eyes and then fire the shot to scoot over the top. So let's talk about what the play design is. When you see the T right here, T wide zip flat, what we're talking about is he's going to run zipper motion here. He's going to fake like he's motioning back in, and then he's going to go back out on a flat route, okay? Then we're going to go Z drag. So let's try to identify the Z in this whole mess right here, okay? This should be the Z right here. So it's going to be a drag route, okay, underneath. I believe it's Santavion Wicks that runs it too. And then we're going to go double pivot, okay, on the route underneath. So these guys, I think the play was to go and pivot back, and they're both kind of doing it, but they're also, to be honest with you, they're trying to create a mess right here to free up Wicks, and it works. Watch Wicks come free underneath, right? You got the T is open if you need to check down if the pressure hits home, but you know where
Jay Money's going.
And look at his strap. Look at his helmet.
Yep.
He is
literally that safety. Yep.
You had a quad left, and he's acting like he's going right here. That safety's reading him like a book. And then last second, he's going to fire it over the top. You'll see him switch it back. Now we got what we want. Just a great throw, great catch by Scoot looking it in. I'm okay with the body catches too, man. Just catch football. Don't get cute. Jerry Rice made a living off of making body catches. I'm just going to tell you right now. This is a great look right here. Watch Jordan's eyes. Watch him look off the safety. They're going to give that little
mechanics too. The hips and his feet.
Yep. Look at that strap on the helmet.
Yep.
And he knows
he's going to just step in and throw that ball to his right, our left. That's beautiful, man. You're playing safety. How are you not? Yeah, you got to respect that, right?
You have to. You got 4 targets on that side of the damn field. You got to. And it's all right. Let's roll. Beautiful throw, man. Great follow through. Great pitch and catch there. So that's a 59-yarder from Jordan Love to Christian Watson. Explosive, obviously triples your chances of scoring on that drive. So here we are now, 3rd and 10, 13-15 left. I'm sorry, third quarter, 13-15 left, 3rd and 10 play from Detroit's 12. And this is Jordan Love to Tucker Kraft. Detroit was leading 17-7 here. And the play call is 11 gun, nub right, T same, 257, Y post, T leak. It's going to be a shoot route with the leak. So what we're talking about is 11 gun, nub right. There's your nub. That means trips left. Anytime you say nub right or nub left, it's going to be trips opposite, okay, when you're in 11 personnel. 257 is real simple. It's going to be a slant route. That's a 2 route. It's going to be an out. That's a 5 route. And then there's going to be a corner, which is a 7 route, okay? So that's 257. And then Y post, it looks like a little mini post, almost like a choice route. Just going to hit a skinny post right here. And then the T is going to bang heads, and then leak out on the shoot route. Okay, so again, that's 11 gun, nub right, T same, 257, Y post, T elite. Watch Tucker Kraft up top. He's going to cook right here. And Jordan is going to hum that tater. Beautiful ball, man.
Yeah, I mean, as soon as Jordan got to that read, he knew it.
Yeah.
No hesitation. He's looking left, and then he gets to his read and sees Tucker. He knows he's got to let that thing rip.
And you just absolutely love to. Look who's in the middle of the field right now. Kirby Joseph. Oh, he went away. I was hoping he'd be the one. He wasn't. Look at that. I mean, you can't place that ball any better, guys. That is a big-time freaking throw. Look at the placement of that ball.
Yep.
That is awesome. And Tucker Kraft has got, I mean, he's top 3 amongst tight ends with hands. Like, you never see this dude drop a football. You just never see it. Coach Lynn in the chat, that was a seed, man. I mean, seriously, that was an absolute dot. You can't throw it any better. Like you said, looking at left. All right, here we go, boys. Cock and fire. God, it's beautiful. Bang. So, again, the Christian Watson, what was it? A 59-yard pass to Christian Watson that tripled your chance of scoring on that drive. You end it with the Tucker Kraft touchdown catch there in the third quarter. That's how you ended up winning or getting yourself in a position to win the middle 8, right? So keep in mind, 13-15 left in the third quarter was when we scored there, right? And we ended up scoring 14 points in the middle 8. How did we do that? This play right here. So I want to say this. We got that third quarter. Yeah, so the very next drive, they go to a 2nd and 14. I want to say it was a run stuff on first down, if I remember correctly. So now they're in a 2nd and 14. And we're running a 4-3 under Tampa 2, and the mock is going to run Tampa. Okay, so let's identify the mock first of all. Well, under first of all. Strong left. You're shaded over to the weak side. You call that playing under the tight end. So that's a 4-3 under front. And who's the mock here? Let's identify the linebackers. 1, 2, 3. So that middle linebacker is obviously going to be your mock. That's Quay. So he's the Tampa defender, which means he's going to be playing deep seam. If the 2 or the 3 goes vert inside, he's going to pick them up. He really keys in on Laporta here, latches on, and he doesn't necessarily go down the seam, but you can see he's playing more vertical than everyone else underneath. So with the Tampa 2 look, another thing that's happening here, I think this is McKinney. He's sugaring, right? He's sugaring like they might be in cover 3. And he's actually going to drop out. Quay is going to latch on here, cover the seam a little bit deeper. That's your Tampa 2 look. Everyone else is underneath zone. Watch Keyshawn Nixon right here. His responsibility is curl flat. So his responsibility is probably take it to the 5 or the 7 and attack the flat. Don't let this guy beat you over top of you in this zone right here. Okay, that's essentially the way it works. But watch him read them like a book. He's got eyes on Jared Goff the whole time right here. So now at this point, Keyshawn Nixon's responsibility is this guy right here. Okay, the curl is now off the table. This guy's going vert. McKinney will pick him up in his cover 2. Okay, you see Quay already getting eyes here, flipping his hips and ready to run with the seam with Sam Laporta. But watch Keyshawn at the bottom. We'll go extra slow motion. Watch him bait Jared Goff. Let's just take this thing. Bang. Dude, that is – Keyshawn Nixon is getting better every week, and it's exciting.
You grabbed one out of Jair's book there. That's a right. Jair Alexander move all day right there.
And I thought about that. The only difference, Tim, when Jair did it, he hung his huevos way out there because he had deep third. Yeah. And all Keyshawn had was a curl flat. So you can kind of, okay, I can get to that point. Jair was like, I don't care. I'm supposed to be playing deep. I don't care. I'm just going to jump this route. So let's look at the front here again. I want to say they shifted. Did they shift much? So, I would still call that an under. Some people might call it an odd front because Kenny's playing somewhat of a zero tech there, but it don't really matter. But look at Goff thinks he's got this wrong. I mean, that just came out of nowhere, dude. And then Keyshawn, of course, being the dynamic returner he is, picking up some visible yardage. So
I love that too. No hesitation at all. As soon as he got hands on it, he's already looking. He's already looking to score.
Yeah, no doubt about it. So that's what's going to set you up to win the middle 8. Now let's go. Let's see. So the play we cut out, okay, one of them I just axed was a 1st and goal from Detroit 6 as a Josh Jacobs touchdown run, okay? So that touchdown run now makes the score 17-14. So all of a sudden, you're right back in it. You got all that momentum from the middle eight. Green Bay ends up getting a third down stop, and then Jared Goff got the first down on a fourth down sneak. Okay, so here we are now, third quarter, 7:07 left, 2nd and 1 play at Green Bay's 28, and this is the Jahmyr Gibbs 20-yard run. At this point, the Packers are actually leading 21-17. So we got the lead now, right? Here's the play call. To me, it looked like nickel 4-2-5, cover 3 cloud, okay, and the cloud's going to be on the left side, meaning with the cover 3 cloud, with the cloud look, one of these corners, and you identify by saying I said left from the defense's perspective, they're going to be playing curl flat underneath. That'll be deep third, curl flat, hook curl. That's how that's designed there, okay? So that's how that play is drawn up. Now let's watch this. This is actually an explosive run. Let's see why Gibbs got 20 yards on this run. Okay, a little motion. Look who's in the backfield, right?
Is that Carl Brooks?
That's Carl Brooks. I believe, or is that Kobe Wooden? I can't remember. We'll get the number here in a second. I just want to point this out. We're talking one gap, right? The positive of one gap. Boy, you don't have to wait and cover 2 gaps, right? You can just pin your ears and go. But when you do that, it's going to cost you explosives. So what you'd like to see him do different here, and we'll see who it is. I can't remember if it was Carl or Kobe. I think it was Carl. We'll come back to it. But that's the problem with playing a one-gap defense. And again, be careful what you ask for, right? You just might get it. That's Carl Brooks. So Carl really doesn't do anything wrong here. He guesses the snap perfect. Look at the jump he gets. Look at that, right? He plays it perfect. But this is one gap. Yeah. Now, you'd like to see him attack, since you're at least showing a play fake, try to shoot for Jared Goff's right side. You know what I mean? The ball, the fake side, if he is going to fake it, maybe you can knock the ball out. He gets a little too aggressive going after the quarterback. Now, it doesn't help that somebody hits him in the back here too, right? A little shove in the back. I mean, that's not a block in the back, right?
No, of course not. No. So no, it doesn't work. It doesn't work that way, Clayton.
Yeah, exactly.
We don't get any calls like that. Come on now. But I think you're right. He was definitely thinking dead red. I'm going to get a sack here or something. And, there's room for improvement there, but you love to see this. Like you said, look at the jump. Look at him get in the backfield, 2 strides and he's in the backfield. You're right. If he plays more to that outside ball side, he might tackle the running back and the quarterback on a play like that.
Yeah. So another thing here too, I'm no genius, but that looks like a hold on Kenny there. I could be wrong, right? So look at this.
I don't know what you're talking about. Detroit didn't have any penalties, man. They played a good, clean game.
Just wild, man. Absolutely wild. Now, what I don't like is how Quay played this rep. Watch Quay in the middle. He's got eyes in the backfield, right? Like that little
There's that hesitation.
Yeah. Get in here, man. Get in here now. You got a big hog molly that's going to prevent, like Isaiah McDuffie, if he just goes and bangs heads with 77, Gibbs is cutting up field real quick, right? So he's got to kind of hold his ground and be a little more patient. But Quay, get in here, man, right?
You think Quay was thinking, like hesitating because he was waiting for a boot, like a play action boot or something, and wanted to.
Could have been.
Yeah.
I just can't get over Kenny having to fight through this damn hold. Look at this. Like he's complete. Look at this.
Yep. Somebody come look at this.
Somebody come look at this. I mean, seriously, like it. You get a block in the back on Carl Brooks and a hold on Kenny that doesn't get called on an explosive run with Jahmyr Gibbs. So just tough to see, man. Another tough break. So that explosive is going to triple their chances of scoring, like we always talk about. I get tired of saying it, but it's important to mention it. Green Bay still up 21-17, third quarter, 5:02. This is a 4th and goal play.
And this is we were not ready for. I remember this one. Is this the one where we're not even set?
This is what I was talking about. Look who it is, too.
Man.
It's Eric Wilson again, right? And you see he's late, and then look at the little pick. You gotta love Patrick throwing it back into him, right? No call there, of course. This is the play that Matt LaFleur was absolutely livid on, because he's like, you're going to call that. Now, it's later on, obviously, I'm pretty sure when they call the pick play on Watson, but it's like they ran pick plays all day long. That's what LaFleur said, and it never got called. You see that pick, and then, of course, he's just going to catch it. But Wilson still, though, not knowing what the hell he was doing there. It was confusion from the get-go. We were late lining up, right? And then you get a pick play there. That's just crazy, man.
Yeah, I mean, and take your pick though on that one. No pun intended, but I mean there were 3 guys open.
Right.
I mean he could have threw that ball multiple targets. Interesting to see St. Brown there lined up in the backfield too. That should have been a tell right away. You got a receiver at sidecar. You got to know they're not going to hand the ball off to St. Brown,
right?
Or at least you don't think they will. What is the likelihood of that happening?
Yeah,
caught sleeping, man. And I mean, this is what I wish we would do sometimes on offense in these situations. You could see Detroit just went tempo out of nowhere. They must have some code word or something, and boom, it was like a half huddle. Get the play call in and caught us sleeping, man.
Yep. So true, man. I was thinking the same thing watching the tape earlier. I was like, we need to mix that in some. Like, let's just go get on the ball. Not just trying to catch 12 men on the field either. Like,
right.
Get them there quick or get to the line and act like you're lollygagging and then just have a cold word, red, boom, down, go, right? Something like that. Just to change up the pace just a touch. Now, it's hard to do that on the road with the silent count and all that. I got you. But so that Tim Patrick Hall of Fame touchdown there obviously gave them the lead. I think it's 24-21 now. Green Bay had a first down incompletion, which led to a 3rd and 9 setup, and they end up having a punt. So there's another first down incompletion that bit us in the ass. So now we're going 3rd quarter, 1:29 left. This is a 4th and 1 play. All right. So 4th and 1 from their own 31-yard line. We come out in a nickel 4-2-5, and we went with what I call a packed front. So Coach Lynn, I'd like to know what you guys may call this when you've got a four-man front and everybody's just hip to hip. Well, I'd be curious to see what you guys may or may not call that. I've always heard it called a packed front. You're kind of slammed in there. And what you're trying to do is obviously take the A gap away in case they try to sneak or something like that. But Quay Walker on this play, man, excellent job. Someone else gets in the backfield too. There you go. Bear front is what they call it. Got it. So they call it a bear front when they tighten up like that. Appreciate you, buddy. So watch Quay on this play, and there's someone else who gets in the backfield and blows it up. And trying to remember. Great penetration there, but look at Quay. Oh, I know what it was, Javon Bullard. Listen, we're going to miss Javon Bullard, don't get me wrong. I know earlier I was like, listen, he hasn't played great. It's not like it's going to be this big, huge hole that we're going to be missing in our defense. But the thing he does good are situations like this. He's the reason this play gets blown up. Quay gets all the credit.
Yeah.
Watch Javon Bullard, and he knows stay outside. Get outside leverage on the running back and force him back into the teeth of the defense. This bear front or packed front. Watch Quay here. So look at Javon. Javon just shoots his shot. That's why that play got made. Right? And I know it's like, oh, man, he got juked. Yeah, he knows his help is in here.
Yep. That
is fundamentally sound football for the specific situation on defense. And Quay just a great job finishing, man. McDuffie there to help. Xavier McKinney there to finish it up. Colby Wooden comes pulling bodies off the pile. I love it, man. So you see they checked out right there. They can to something. So they can to this run. And then
we got communication there from Quay. You saw the pre-snap.
Yep.
Get the guys moving. It's frustrating when you see – we saw it a few times in this game where Detroit was canning plays, and then we just stood where we were. We didn't make any adjustments at all.
Watch Javon Bullard here again. No hesitation. Let's go. That's a great play, man. And again, I know he gets juked, but then Quay, clean it up. Let's go. 4th down stop. So that was a huge play there where it backfired on Dan Campbell, obviously giving it up there on 4th down. They're still leading here 24-21. So now it's Green Bay ball. 3rd quarter, 48 seconds left. 2nd and 7 play at Detroit's 27-yard line. This is Tucker Kraft with a 21-yard explosive. The play call, 21 gun. We're going 308 pony, T orbit, 42 fake strike, Z dig, HT safe. All right, so let's talk about what all that means. 308 pony, real simple. Number 30 and number 8 in the pony package, okay? It's technically a 21 gun because these are 2 running backs and 1 tight end. You're strong, right? In this case, you're going to go T orbit, all right? So the T is going to orbit over, all right? And then you're going 42 fake, okay? I think it might be fake to Josh Jacobs, yeah, because they're both HT safe. So the H-back is going to block, and what's going to happen is the 4 is the right halfback, so that's why we say 42. And again, the even numbers are to the right, so you're going to fake an A-gap right run, and he's going to stay safe and help block. So it's a 6-man protection. Now, we haven't talked about the strike concept much on Chalk Talk the last few years, but the strike concept was used a lot by Shane Waldron in Seattle when they had Geno Smith, as an MVP candidate, believe it or not. A strike concept is real simple. On one side of the formation, you're going to run a deep route. And on the other side, you're going to have an underneath crosser. Okay? So that's called strike. So what we did was we did a strike with a Z dig here. Okay? And then, of course, we already talked about the HT safe. You're going to run a play fake, 6-man protection, stretch the defense vertically, bring a crosser underneath. You get in trouble, go to your backside dig. All right. And you'll see it, man. It speaks for itself. Look at Christian Watson at the bottom. Watch him really stretch this defense out. Keep in mind, guys, we already hit him for a 59-yarder with him, right? So that's on their mind. Now you see that leverage up top. You got the safety in case he turns this thing inside. This safety is definitely holding strong. Looks like somewhat of a cover 3 look to me. And you already see Tucker Kraft coming open here on the crosser. Bang. Little bit of a juggle there, still caught it. And there's Kirby Joseph trying to be the dirty player that he is. You see him trying to take the knee out like he did to Higbee, like he did. I think Hawkinson too. He's messed up multiple tight ends' knees because of this right here. It's such a, excuse my language, but it's such a chicken shit way to play the game. And I seen J.J. Watt, first ballot Hall of Famer, comment on it. What is he supposed to do? Oh, I don't know. Be a man and try to tackle the tight end. And listen, JJ's made a great point. Many people aren't complaining when you're trying to cut block defensive linemen and this and that. I do. I think it's dirty, right? Like it's just there's no place for it in the game. This is Kirby Joseph trying to end Tucker Kraft's season right here. This wasn't a let me go for the hip, let me go for the thigh. This was let me put my head down and dive with my helmet first into his plant leg, right? Because you see he's looking to cut back inside. He put his helmet, aimed it right at Tucker Kraft's planted left leg and specifically his knee. It is a dirty play is what it is. And I cannot wait till the day, I'm just going to say it right now, I cannot wait till the day that somebody gets a hold of Kirby Joseph's ass and I'm talking about there will be no tears. There will be no, man, you hate to see somebody get – remember when Aiden Hutchinson got hurt and we're all like, man, that sucks. He's a great player. That sucks in the Lions. Now, if Kirby Joseph, if somebody ruins his career, you will not hear me say that because you see him jawing before the game, after the game, agging everything on. He's trying to rip up everybody's ACLs. I hope somebody gets a hold of him. I really do, man. I mean that from the bottom of my heart. But great job there. And I love, too, how they luckily Tucker was able to escape it. And then what did they do? Headhunt.
Yeah.
Right at his head. Bang.
Yep.
And then, of course, Tucker's like, boy, y'all going to do better than that. I love this. Look at our boy right here flexing on him, right? Until he sees Tucker do this. Watch. Now you don't want to, okay, let me just get out of here. He ain't even hurt. So I don't mean to be dramatic, but, bro, that stuff drives me crazy. And you hear all the TV analysts, man, it's so easy to root for these Detroit Lions. Man, it just has a hometown hero feel, and they're the underdogs and this and that. They got 320-pound linemen flopping. They've got fans on the field cussing out coaches and personnel during the national anthem, right? And you've got people like Kirby Joseph trying to end people's season. And then you'll hear the fan, man, they just play the game the right way. It's a bunch of BS.
Yep.
And then the offensive lineman that put on the acting show there on the field. And then, by the way, the Detroit Lions Twitter handle, what did they do? They tweeted out earlier bragging about it.
Yep.
So I'm sure the NFL officials won't do a damn thing about it, going, oh, okay. Because you look in the NBA how they tried to take flopping out because it got to be so bad. Hopefully they'll do something about it. And then you see him in the locker room, and, boy, just conveniently he's right in front of the camera throwing up. Like, oh, look, he laid it all out there. Get away from me, dude. Bunch of damn drama queens. There ain't nothing tough about that town. There ain't nothing tough about that team. There ain't.
Amen.
I just can't wait till somebody gets a hold of them, especially in the playoffs. It's going to be awesome. This is a good look at Kirby Joseph. Watch this. Ready? Look at that, bro.
Yeah. You can't see what you're hitting. It's terrible technique. It's not. Nobody's taught to tackle like that. That's nope. It's hard for me to not use colorful language when I see crap like this. So I'm just going to take a breath and keep my cool. But yeah, it's a dirty play. I really don't care if you don't think it is. You know, everyone can be entitled to their opinion, but we know what we're seeing here.
Yeah. And luckily, Kraft got that leg unplanted, or it would have been ugly. And you see Kirby. You knew exactly what he's doing.
Yep.
Phew, boy, I'll tell you, I wish somebody hit him right in the mouth. God, I wish somebody hit him right in the mouth. All right. So
no, we don't want to watch this one, do we? No. We don't want to see this play.
I don't even know what this is. I gotta get caught up.
I know exactly what this is. This is Eric Stokes getting cooked.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah, we got to watch it, Tim. We got to take our medicine here. So the Kraft 21-yarder, explosive, triples your chances of scoring. Josh Jacobs, another touchdown run. I figured there was no point in showing Josh Jacobs just walking in for a touchdown, basically, you know. So we went and skipped those. So that made it 28-24 Packers. Now, of course, they go back down the field. This is fourth quarter, 8:39 left, 3rd and goal at Green Bay's 1. This is the Patrick touchdown. Tim already talked about it. It's pretty much a zero blitz. It's pretty straightforward. There's that packed, or as Coach Lynn said, the bear front up front. Everybody's pretty much man coverage, and if your guy stays in block, just blitz type thing, right? Everybody's straight up. The reason we say zero, or sometimes I'll call it goose, there's nobody staying deep. And here's Eric Stokes looking over like, can somebody help me? But here we go. Let's take our medicine. It kind of looked like he was going to play a little outside leverage because, again, they've been burning people with outside routes, but that's just – you got to get up in there and jam, man.
I was going to say he's way too late with the hands, man. Way too late. And you got to get up there and hit this dude right now. Yeah, bang.
Yep.
Hit him.
Hit him in retreat. And then right here, that's the toughest part. It's like, I don't –
well, yeah, it's either a touchdown or you're going to get an illegal contact penalty or holding. I mean, you're just absolutely cooked.
Absolutely. If you're gonna guess, like, you know, if you guess wrong, that's okay, right? Like, do something. Don't just let it happen. Now, here's the thing that'll really drive you crazy on this play. We've been very vocal. Stokes got cooked. There's no two ways about it. But this is going to really piss you off when you see this. As they motion 84 over, right? What's going to happen now is these guys are going to pick that up on this side, and Key is going to blitz. I want you to really focus on Keyshawn Nixon right here and watch what happens. So keep in mind, play fake, right? Look at this free run, right? Where's this ball going? It's going to go right over top of Keyshawn Nixon on this dig, right? So why doesn't he get his hands up? Watch this. We'll go real slow. Watch what happens to Keyshawn. See the offensive lineman reaching? Look at this. Literally grabs him by the back of the collar. Look at that.
Yep.
And he's throwing his hands up too, like, holy cow, what was that, right? So if he doesn't get grabbed there, what you're going to get is Keyshawn Nixon's hands in the air in the throwing lane is what you're going to get. Or Jared Goff might just tuck it and try to scramble, right? But that right there is absolutely huge. So you see him having to reset now, and there you go, touchdown.
Crazy.
Another freaking no call. Another no call there.
And it's infuriating because it's not like this was like in traffic and hard to see. I mean, right in front of everybody, like it's obvious, you know. Yep. How do you miss that?
This is a great look right here. Watch Keyshawn here. You see number 25, right? Watch. He's going to fire. Let's go. Look. It's crazy. Like, look how he gets completely yanked around. No call.
And you see look at the ref top of the screen. Like, right. What are you looking at?
It's nuts, dude. It's again, that's why I'm not gonna argue with conspiracy theorists anymore, because it was that bad. And, you know, listen, McKinney could have played this a little bit better. He's helping inside there, obviously, with, I guess that's Laporta there. But he tries to get his hand up last second, just can't make it happen, right? So my guess is he was green dog, or not green dog, but he was probably what they call red dog, where if his guy stays in blocks, just play kind of a shallow spy top zone, you know, as opposed to a green dog is if your guy stays in blocks, just go. But just tough, man. Again,
I feel like X was a little shallow there.
Yeah, right.
We want him a little deeper on that. That type of play.
Seeing that he had somebody in man coverage, you got to be able to play up, kind of like Stokes. You got to be you're ready to latch on early. But I think it's one of those things that as his guy stayed in and blocked probably. All right, now we're trying to get back, and I'm with you. I mean, hindsight's 20/20, but you want to see him deeper there, right? So,
Yep,
sure. All right, so that was the other Patrick touchdown there. Now let's go to fourth quarter, 7:57 left, 2nd and 14 play from our own 26-yard line. This is Jordan Love to Christian Watson for 29 yards. We're losing 31-28. Game on the line here, guys. Game on the line, 2nd and 14. And Jordan just doing Jordan things here. 11 ace, nasty, strong right, F zipper, go. 21 fake, crossers, Y leak. Okay, so it is going to be a 21 fake. When we talk about F zipper, your F is Bo Melton on this play. So he's going zipper motion, and he's going to run a go route down the sideline. All right. Crossers, I always differentiate between mesh and crossers. Crossers is mesh, but it's at the mid to deep level, and mesh is truly two shallows meshing. Okay. So in this situation here, it's going to be kind of mid crossers. And I think it's, let's see here with the crossers. Do I have, yeah, Y, the Y is going to leak on a shoot route. So it's going to be these crossers here. All right. And then the leak is going to be the Y is going to block, and then he's just going to run a shoot route out here. And then the 21 fake is the 2 being obviously the tailback, the only running back in the game here. You're going to fake an A-gap run here, okay? So that's what it is. Again, 11 ace, nasty, strong right, F zipper, go, 21 fake crossers, Y leak, and you're going to hit Christian Watson. Again, we always talk about this. There's 2 windows that you can hit this, that first break, and then the backside of the break, he's going to go for the backside. And listen, they get pressure on Jordan right out of the gate, and watch him navigate this freaking pocket. Look at this. Bang. Whoop. Square up. Turn that sucker loose, and an absolute dime piece, man. Just beautiful. Beautiful throw, beautiful catch. Here's watch Kirby Joseph right here on Bo Melton. He's going to get a little shove in the back there.
Hands to the face, too, early. Yeah.
Great job, Bo, keeping the school there.
I was going to say, good job keeping your head there.
Yeah. And again, let's go really slow here. I know we hit this earlier in the week. Let's go 25%. Look at that F motion though, man. Look at the safety. Look at Joseph and man cover. He's screaming, I can't get back, so he's telling the other corner to grab him. But watch Jordan here, man. You get a free runner, bad play design, because that's hard for Josh Jacobs to get over and make that block after that play fake, 21 fake. If it's 22, it'd be no problem. But look at Jordan, man. Bro,
yeah,
that is
it's like one motion, man. He evades the pressure, steps up, and gets his feet set in one. It's like one fluid motion.
And then
even watching it at full speed, you can see that. It's crazy.
Yeah, absolute dime piece. So let's go 50% now.
No wasted steps or nothing.
Yeah. Play fake. Oh, crap. Step in. Oh, pressure there.
Right here. Bang. It's like both feet hit the ground at the same time. He did a little hop, like a hop hitch. And then both of his feet get under him, and he lets it fly. Beautiful.
Unbelievable, man. One more time. I'm sorry. I don't mean to geek out, but this is just a hell of a throw. Look at the placement of the ball. Now that we know what Jordan's doing, navigating the pocket, this and that, look at the actual placement of the ball. Like, you can't throw that any better.
Yep.
Great concentration by Scoop, too, with a hand in his face.
Absolutely. And, yeah, Jordan had to put that ball there, because if he puts a little more mustard on it and you get an overthrow, that ball's picked.
Yep.
And if you lead him too far out to the boundary, it's, incomplete, out of bounds. So just a dime under pressure. We always talk about Jordan with a clean pocket. Well, that wasn't a clean pocket, and he's still making things happen, man.
Yep. All right, so obviously that's an explosive, triples your chances of scoring. Fourth quarter, 6:32 left, 2nd and 10 play at Detroit's 45-yard line. And this is Tay Wicks with an explosive for 26 yards. The play call is 12 pistols, Z nasty, strong right, Y choice, Z dig, U leak, T swing. Again, 12 pistol, Z nasty, strong right, Y choice, Z dig, U leak, T swing. The leak is going to be a shoot route on this one as well. Really seeing more and more shoots out of the leak there. So the 12 pistol, really simple. One running back, going to be directly behind the quarterback in kind of a shallow shotgun here. So that's what you call the pistol set. And then you've got 12. There's your 2 tight ends, 1 running back, 2 tight ends. They're strong right. There's your Z. He is in a nasty split. That's why we said Z nasty. All right. Y choice is going to be the seam route. So what's going to happen here with Tucker is he is going to run what seems to be a choice route. He kind of gets in the way for letting this play develop, but it doesn't really bite him in the rear end here. He's going to kind of work, and he's going to get banged here, which it's, within 5 yards, it's legal from what I understand. To me, it looked a little deeper than 5, and he's just going to try to get here on what appears to be a choice route. The Z is going to run a dig underneath, and you're going to see them kind of get in each other's way. That is Dontavion Wicks. The U is going to block and then run a shoot route. He's going to leak out. The let's see here. The T is just going to run a swing. I'm pretty sure it's swing left. I believe it might be swing right. And then the X up top. What did we say he was? Did we even give it? We didn't even give it, did we? I don't even know what his route was. Z nasty strong right. Yeah, we left that off. It ain't even important. Probably clears out, to be honest with you. It's probably a go route. If that is the case, you would call this strike. Go on one side, dig on the other. Okay. But key in on Dontavion Wicks at the bottom here. I think they swing left. No, they actually swing right. Okay, my bad. So, yeah, you see Scoot stretching it vertically, right? And then this is what I was talking about with our boy Tucker Kraft. Watch how he kind of gets hung up here. Right there. And then that kind of interferes with Tay Wicks. Now, Jordan is still anticipating this throw. And Tay just, thank God Tay keeps running his route. And look at that yak, man. Like, seriously. For Tay Wicks to absorb that hit, bang, and then still get upfield, making guys miss. I think he's going to finish strong, Tim. He looked confident 2 days ago.
I agree. I think he's going to be one of those guys that can be huge for us down the stretch. Certainly a better player than the type of season he's had so far. He's had struggles, but this is the time to get hot, right?
Yep.
I mean, really, the route was what did everything, I think.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we hear how great this Lions secondary is. They had no answer for him on this play at all.
Yeah. So Tay Wicks with a big play there to get him in position to potentially score. So, again, guys, the score here is 31-28, right? Fourth quarter, 4:38 left to play. You went right down the field, game on the line, faced with second and long, third and longs, all that stuff along the way. And you keep converting, keep moving the rock. So damn proud of this offense with the way they finished that game. You get down here, and it's a second and goal play at Detroit's 6-yard line. This is the Josh Jacobs touchdown that gets called back for a penalty. All right. So we are in 11 gun, and we're going to call it 11 because that's a wide receiver in Jaden Reed. It's 8-11 pony. We're going to go strong left. Tucker's on the left side. You're going to go Z nasty. The Z is in a nasty split inside the numbers. T orbit swing is going to be to the right. So the T is going to orbit around and set up a swing pass here. Okay. That's the way that works. And you're going to go cab, which is a dig and a drag. Okay. A cab concept. It's very similar to like a drive concept, but it's a 2 route concept as opposed to a 3. When you go drive, or I'm sorry, not drive, but levels is what I meant. Levels is drag, dig, drag. Okay. With a 3 route concept. With cab, it's real simple. It's just a dig, and underneath is kind of a shallow or a drag. All right. So that's the concept there coming across the field. And then you got an X slant. So what Scoot's doing is running a slant route. All right. Yep. This Scoot said it. Everybody said it, whether they want to believe it or not. This was not designed for Scoot to try to hit a defender. He doesn't know there's going to be a defender attacking this swing. They could be in a zone defense here. He's running a slant route, and he has every right to run this slant route. And the H is going to shoot, if I remember correctly. I think he shoots back across the field, I think. But what I want you to key in on is this slant, and watch out. I think it's actually Kirby Joseph, if I remember correctly, is just going to take off full sprint and run straight into Christian Watson. And instead of it being a penalty on the defense for interfering with the wide receiver for running his route, they're going to call it on Christian. There's one player on this play that tries to get out of the way, and it's Christian Watson. Look, watch him tuck his shoulder right there. He literally jumps to the inside to try to miss him. He's not trying to pick it. Kirby Joseph ain't even looking at the wide receiver to run into him, right? So what happens? He goes down. Josh Jacobs is butt naked through the trailer park. That's an easy tutter, and we should have the go-ahead score. Now, again, let's roll it back, and this is what Dan Orlovsky was talking about. I'm going to do it the same way he did. We're going to go in real time, and for those of you on the pod, I'm going to tell you when the contact happens, and then I'm going to say flag. I'm going to say contact, flag. All right, here we go. We're at 100% here, too. It's not slow motion. Contact. Flags. You see how long it took them to throw the flag? It's like they were waiting to see if the Packers scored a touchdown before they threw the flag.
Yep.
If it falls incomplete, don't throw anything.
I think we should all just go ahead and stop lying to ourselves and assuming that this league is looking for fair and objective officiating. They're not. They're looking to influence outcomes, period.
Yeah. It's just
I mean, that's evident right here when you see stuff like this. And this isn't the only time it's happened. We're not the only team it happens to, you know.
Look at this is what's crazy. All the cameras, you can see the official. Watch the contact, bang, right? Now look at the official. We got the official in sight, boys. Look at him right here. Why is he not throwing the flag? Watch him. Now let's throw it. That is crazy, dude. That's absolutely nuts. I have never seen that before in my life watching a football game where literally an official will see something happen and then wait for the outcome of the play and then throw the flag. That is nuts. It is terrible, Chuck. I'm glad you said it. Mm-hmm. Watch it from this angle here, see what happens. Might be a little bit different view. Not really. Just nuts, man. That is crazy. You see them look at each other too? Watch the officials. See them look back. Oh, that drives me nuts, dude. It's such. You should be sitting here saying, "Hey, man, we played good against the Lions, but they got us." You know. Instead, we're having to talk about BS like that, where you're as a fan, you're actually questioning, did they really try to influence this game?
I'm not questioning it anymore. To me, it's obvious.
No,
I mean, it's obvious to me.
So
we'll see what happens.
Yeah. So what ends up happening, Green Bay has to settle for a field goal instead of a touchdown. So it's tied 31-31 instead of having a 4-point lead. And again, how much did Detroit win by? 3 points. There you go.
Yep.
So that's your difference in the freaking ball game. Let's go ahead and finish this thing out. We might as well, right? We're already here. Fourth quarter, 1:42 left, 2nd and 17 play. This is Amon-Ra St. Brown with a 17-yard. This was on 2nd and 17, guys. All right. And I'm going to draw this out for you. What you're going to see with St. Brown and Keyshawn Nixon's covering him, you're going to see a dig route. Okay. Now, I want you to really focus in. Keep in mind what just happened. Forget the flop early in the game. Forget Jordan Love getting punched in the face and not getting a call. Forget the pick that happened earlier on Eric Wilson that didn't get called, right? Forget the Keyshawn Nixon grabbed by the collar on a crucial 3rd and goal that they probably would have had to stick to a field goal in that situation. That could have been the difference in the game as well. Forget all that. Here we are, less than 2 minutes left in the freaking game. The 2nd and 17. Now watch Keyshawn on this route. We're going to go slow motion for a reason. All right, so look up top. Right here is Amon-Ra St. Brown. Watch this. Right there.
Yeah, that's OPI.
Literally shoves him.
Yep.
He just ran up to him. He literally approached the defensive back, pushed him with both hands, and runs a dig route. And Keyshawn's throwing his arms up like, what the hell, boys? Y'all going to do anything about this? And then he tackles him, and I want you to look at Amon-Ra St. Brown. He immediately goes, any flags? Any flag? You see him looking around? I'll be damn, it stood. And you see Keyshawn pleading. Bro, it was – that's what I was saying on the post-game show. I try not to overreact with that stuff, but it's like it wasn't one play. It wasn't 2 plays. It wasn't 3. You're talking about 6 or 7 different penalties. Was like, what is going on out here right now?
Well, and I'm sure they'll be submitted to the league or whatever whatever the song and dance is for them to do a whole lot of nothing about it, basically. But yeah, this is, I mean, where it's frustrating because they're clear and obvious. It's not like none of these are even remotely debatable.
Right. And you see Keyshawn's got his arms out like, what the hell, dude?
Yep.
We're going to just let it, and he immediately looks up like, where's the freaking flag? So there you go. Now the final play here, listen, this is a tough spot, 4th and 1. They can run a sneak. They can go A gap. There's a lot of things they can do. What they decided to do here, they overloaded left, so they got strong left look here, and they actually went stretch right. So you get the whole defense. It's hard to see from this camera angle. You'll see it here in a minute. people were going, how in the world is it that wide open? I'll tell you why. Is because when you see this box cam, this end zone cam here, you'll see how overloaded they were. And again, we had a 0 blitz call. We're in a 4-3 over. If they'd have went to the bare front, you like your chances a little bit better. But you see how we're outnumbered over here. See what I'm saying, Tim?
Yep.
Like everybody's to this side, and they've still got an extra hat there. So what they're going to do is they're just going to get out here and just run a little bit of a. It's not really a stretch play, but you're kind of going BC here. Is essentially what you're doing. So, and I mean, it's just a tough look, you know. You wish you'd went with a different front, but you didn't expect them to run somewhat of an outside run play. Now, I want to back it up here and talk about something. You guys know I've been really, really critical, right, of the officiating. That's all. I mean, we talked about it over and over and over again. So you guys know where I stand on that. But this thing right here where people are saying that Jared Goff should be down, that is simply not true.
Yeah.
That's not true.
Yep.
The rule is clear. Now I know, and this is where people get in the technicalities. Well, the rule doesn't say, it just says if he goes down immediately. If I've been watching football a long time. If a quarterback drops back and falls, he's not down. And at no point in the history of the league has he been down when he falls in the pocket. We know he wasn't giving himself up here, right? So
right.
I understand the frustration. You guys have heard me the whole time being frustrated, but you got to call it what it is. To try to point out, well, technically he did, the rules say, if that's how people want to approach it, it's cool. But
we would have got a little pressure and got contact on him, we'd have an argument.
Exactly.
We might have had an argument that he was down by contact before the exchange, before he handed the ball off.
Right. And here's the thing too, like if a defender got in there and tripped him, if a defender touches him, yes, he's down, no doubt about it. If somebody's foot barely grazes him, he's down.
Yep.
But that's not he shouldn't be down there. So I just want to point that out because people have been very vocal. And again, I'm not trying to judge or anything like that. I'm just telling you where I stand on it. We know what they call the spirit of the rule. That's the spirit of the rule is he wasn't giving himself up. And it sucks. Don't get me wrong. It sucks that he was able to hand that ball. There would have been nothing better than all those flags that went against the Packers all day long. If they'd have screwed it up at the end right there, oh my God, that would have been glorious. But obviously it didn't happen. So, yeah, I think everybody in our chat pretty much agrees that, on that rule, right? So,
Yep.
I haven't heard anybody really complaining about it in our chat. I know Trucker John reached out to me and asked about it because people were, I think his son had sent a screenshot of the rule, an actual reading of the rule and stuff. And you're never going to get to the point where they would, I know this, if Jordan Love is quarterbacking and that happens and the league said, well, no, the rule says that if you go down, I would be madder than hell. Would you not be, Tim?
Oh,
like,
yeah.
He was
for sure.
not giving himself up. You always got to put yourself on the other side of the coin. And if all these flags had went Green Bay's way, I would be man enough to sit here and say, boys, we got some calls tonight.
Yep.
We've said it before on the show many times. Yeah, boy, we really lucked up there. But it is what it is. So
true.
Yeah, it seems like everybody in the chat pretty much agrees. Yeah, like Professor Cakes here. He wasn't giving himself up. He ain't down. Yeah, so all right. I like what Milltown Corey's trying to wrap it up with here, Tim. My man says Packers win out and get the 5th seed. Go, Pack, go. That's what I'm talking about, man. United Bates chimes in. Yeah, he's not down. Wish that play would have went the crap for him, though. Me too, buddy. Me too. So I do want to say this. I hope that everyone hearing my voice, whether you're on the podcast or you're watching the show, and I know we got a bunch of people in here watching Chalk Talk. We appreciate y'all hanging out while there's playoff college football going on. I hope y'all haven't gotten aggravated with how much we've talked about the officiating this week. I mean, if you have, it's okay, but I don't want that to be a normal thing on the show, right? You heard us say over and over and over. Tim said it 1,000 times. I've said it. Emilio said it. Yeah, that field goal, you missed a field goal, but that's not the reason we lost the game, right? Just because it's the point difference and this and that. But when you see that many fringe, when I say fringe calls, I don't mean like they were close calls. I mean like that's a fringe play. If that goes the other way, the Packers probably win that ball game. And it was just every single one of them going, in favor of the Lions. It's strange. But I know this. with every adversity lies a seed of equal or greater benefit, right? That's what the book I read says.
Yep.
And this team is going to be hungry. They're going to be pissed off. They're going to feel screwed. And that's a good thing because you're going to get the best version of the Packers moving forward. I'm excited about it. So,
Me too.
Yeah. All right. Let's see. Let's go to the chat real quick. Antonio Universe, the refs wanted the Pack to play in the wild card. Could have been. I mean, you never know. Oh, man, that guy right there. Crystal Dye in the chat. Good to see you in here, ma'am. She says, I just have to say thank you guys for coming on after the game and calming me down because I was so upset. I'm still upset, but I'm coping. Hey, that's one thing about it, too. Tim will attest to this. Before we go live after a loss on post-game shows, first of all, I'll say cool down period. Let's take about 20 minutes to cool down here, right? And when we get in here, what I always try to say, Tim, what do I say? Hey, listen, these people watching this show are just as pissed off as we are. Let's try to have some fun. Let's make this enjoyable as we can.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I'm not very good at it, but we try.
Well, this last game was a challenge for obvious reasons. And the piss was still hot, we'll just say, when we went on the air.
Yeah, it was. It was still a little warm, too. Joe in the chat says Lions might have ignited a deep burning rivalry. I've seen plenty of people say let the Lions take the number 1 seed and us take the 7th. We want them in the playoffs. It's crazy. That would be wild right there. Boy, you talking about a heated matchup. Holy cow. Professor Case, the officiating was so bad this game, it needs to be talked about. I'm glad y'all see it that way. Joyce Martha says she wasn't annoyed. Thank you so much, Joyce. Appreciate that. Nate Dizzle, talking about the refs being the issue is fine. We're fans, not politicians. Thank God. Crystal Dye says J-Love pretty much got punched in the face after the play. No call. That was a tough. That was really, for all this talk that you're protecting the quarterbacks, that was just wild. Somebody said if it had been Pat Mahomes that got punched in the face, they'd have called in the National Guard. Love it. Milltown Corey, when the officiating is this bad, got to say something, but on to the birds. Yes, sir. And that's exactly the direction we're going for sure. And then Professor Cake says, that's what I told my family after the game. This is the type of loss that should be a damn fire under this team's behind. This should piss them off in a good way, and I guarantee you it did, man. And I thought Matt LaFleur handled himself with absolute class with what happened before the game, dealing with that and then trying to get your bearings about you and going in. The game started off real slow for the Packers. To rebound and play the way they did in the second half, they showed a lot of grit. I'm telling you, man, if you'd had 3 of those 6 or 7 calls go the Packers' way, they win this ball game. There's no doubt in my mind.
Absolutely.
So, and then Holmes wraps it up the right way. He says the officiating sucked as much as this show does. There you go. That's pretty bad. That is pretty bad. All right. That's it, guys. We're going to get out of here. Appreciate everybody hanging out with us. It's a lot of fun. We nailed it, Tim. We did 23, 22 plays.
Nice.
In the hour 22, man. I appreciate you hanging out with me this evening.
Hey, man, this was great. Learned a lot. And, on to Seattle, man. This is going to be another I see some fans acting like this is going to be some kind of walk in the park and we're going to just smash the Seahawks. No, we're going to be in for another fight. It's a road game. That environment is extremely difficult to play in. Detroit, Ford Field was loud, but my goodness, we already know how they do in Seattle with the the 12th man and all of that. So we hopefully the piss will stay hot all week, right? We'll take this intensity and this fire right into Seattle and go heads up with them and hopefully get this dub.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Like I said, it's going to be a dogfight. I haven't looked at the line yet. Maybe we'll dive into that tomorrow. There will not be a morning show. Tim, you get to sleep in, man. How about that? I got to pick Mandy up at the airport at like 9:00 my time. Might do an early afternoon show or maybe like around a noon show, like a pregame show to all the football that's going to be happening tomorrow. Maybe might do that, but I'll let you guys know. It'll be kind of last second. We'll definitely do a show tomorrow night though. So, and Tim, I know you got stuff going on, whether you're going to be here or not, man, I appreciate you. So hopefully we'll see you soon, bud.
Yes, sir. Thanks for having me, Clay. This was awesome.
All right, man. Y'all have a great night. We will see you tomorrow. As always, let's go out and be the change we want to see in the world and go Pack.
And we go. We out.
Bye, guys.